GMC Sierra 1500 with a 4.3 liter engine. And the problem with this is we got a check engine light on with 109,000 miles. So let's get the scanner, hook it up, and see what codes we got, and then we'll go from there. Let's go ahead and identify the truck and see what's going on with it. Alright, so we said it was a GMC 2011. Let's go automatic idea. I always go automatic just to move things a little quicker. 4.3, yes, 6-cylinder. Let's just go straight to the engine and do a code scan. Alright, so we got a P0340 cam position sensor circuit, 341 cam position sensor performance, control module communication bus off. Alright, so we're going to focus on this 340 and this 341 for this check engine light. So they're both related to the cam sensor. So where do we go? I'm going to go straight to the troubleshooter and see what kind of information they give us for this P0340 and 341. So 5-volt reference, low reference circuit, that's a ground and an output signal. So 5-volt, a ground and a signal. The cam sensor, yada yada yada. Okay, so let's see. So right now we're just gonna gather information and see what kind of testing we can do. Let's see for 341 what we have. So PCM detects CMP signal is not synchronized with the CKP signal. Okay, so maybe an issue with the timing chain. Alright, so what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna go straight to the sensor and I'm gonna check my ground, my 5-volt, and my signal. So let's see where this sensor lies. CMP sensor right here. Component information, let's see what there is. The cam sensor is a 3-wire, we already know that. So we got a red, a pink black, and a brown white, or a tan white. The 3 circuits, the CMP sensor, I want to know where it is. CMP is located at the rear of the engine and is part of the distributor. That sounds like a lie to me. Not on this 4.3. Alright, let me go over to the computer, I'll get some information and I'll bring you guys back to that. Alright, so if you look right here, it says that the CMP is located at the rear of the engine and is part of the distributor. Now if I look at information straight from GM, it says that the cam position sensor wiring harness is right here, number 7, and that one is right behind the water pump. So is it here or here? Alright, so if the information is correct, it looks like that connector over here where the light is shining, that is the cam sensor connector. Now that should have a red wire, a tan white, and a pink wire. So I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect it, look at the wires, and see what we have. Okay, I have the connector here in my hand. Now if you look closely, that looks like a blue wire, a blue with a white, and the middle one appears to be brown. So let's go back at the diagram and have a look. Okay, here's the diagram for the cam sensor. Here's the cam sensor. Coming out of the sensor is a red wire, a pink wire, and a tan white. This right here is the connector, and here's the other wire that goes to the connector. Here's the dark blue wire, here's a brown wire, and here's the dark blue white. This dark blue is a 5-volt reference, the brown is our ground, and the dark blue white is gonna be our signal. So let's go check these wires at the connector, starting with the dark blue, then we'll go to the dark brown, and then we'll check our signal last to see what kind of signal we're getting out of the cam sensor. Okay, so this is a cam sensor connector right here. The top wire that we're looking at on the screen is the blue wire, that's the 5-volt reference. Then the middle wire is the brown wire, that's our low reference or our ground. And the bottom wire is a dark blue white, and that is our signal wire. I'm going to connect it and I'm going to put a T-pin on each of these wires, and we're going to check the signals that are coming out of each of them. We should have a straight 5-volt all the time on the top one, somewhere close to 0 volts on the middle one, and our cam sensor signal should be on the dark blue with the white on the bottom wire. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so I'm keeping on the cam sensor signal down there. This is what the signal looks like. So it's a 4 square wave signal, 0 to 5 volts. Alright, so looking at the signal, it looks pretty normal. It's a little bit shaky because I'm trying to hold the phone with one hand and show you with the other hand. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to tap on the connector. So all I'm doing is this. Tapping on the connector and you can see signal dropouts. Alright, there it is. You can see a little bit of that. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to check my 5-volt reference. And I'm going to do the same test and make sure that my 5-volt doesn't drop, because when I tap it, the signal is dropping from 5 volts down to 0 volts. So that's coming up right now. Alright, so I switched my T-pin over to the 5-volt reference. That's the top wire on the connector. And you can look at the scope and see that I got 5 volts all the time. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to tap on the cam sensor, same way I did with the signal. And you can see that it's dropping also. Just giving it little small taps with my flashlight on the connector. And they're dropping out. Now if you have a look right here, it looks like somebody already did some work on this. This just doesn't look right to me. So we're getting the proper signal out of the cam sensor. Here, let me go ahead and start it. Alright, here we go. We're looking at the cam signal again. And just by looking at the cam signal, you can tell that we have a good cam sensor. Alright, so there's no doubt about it. This car is going to get a new connector, and that's all it needs. There's no need to change the sensor because the signal's good. We're just going to rewire the connector and call that a fix. Alright, now here you go. I'm going to tap on this, and you're going to see it. You can see the dropouts. But one more thing I wanted to show you. Okay, so one other test you can do is this frequency test. If you have this available, go ahead and do it. This is the best way to catch a glitch on a sensor like this. So here you can see it's already missing. This is not how I wanted the signal to look. Let's just change the scale up. Let's go to 1000 hertz. There you go. You can catch that glitch. I mean, this connector is really shaky, especially with the car running. You're gonna catch it. So here, let me go ahead and tap on the sensor. And the signal looks even cleaner on here. Alright, so there you have it. All this car needs now is a new cam sensor connector. Now, on this engine, to get to the cam sensor, you have to take off the water pump in order to access it. You can put a new cam sensor in there, but all you need is a connector. That just goes to show you that you can't go based off trouble codes. Just because we had 2 cam sensor trouble codes does not mean that the cam sensor is bad. You can change the cam sensor, but let's just say you do get a defective cam sensor. Then what are you gonna do? So all this car needs is a connector. If I get the connector, I'll show you guys the after repair. If not, that's it on this 2011 GMC.